Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your Linux tutorial. Today we are going to talk about regular expressions construction in Linux. And before we begin, I just wanted to say this for the curious souls out there who are watching this video. If you are wondering about regular expressions and how they came to be and what are they used for in computer science in general, feel free to check out my written content, which should be available either on LinkedIn or on my website or both. Okay? So if you're curious about, computer science things and want to actually check that out, feel free to check out my written content. I decided not to put this in a video because I feel as though the historical perspective on regular expressions isn't really something that we conceptually need to understand in order to understand the Linux operating system. Okay? But we do need to know what regular expressions are used for. So regular expressions allow us to match patterns in text. And in order for me to demonstrate regular expressions, I'm going to use the grep command. Okay, so the grep command actually stands for globally search a regular expression and print. Okay, because that's the way that the creators of the command abbreviated it, but again, it is actually used to match regular expressions. And so far, you just used very simple regular expressions. So if you wanted, for example, to let me use the ls command and pick a file, let me pick aba.txt. I think that's going to be, that's going to be a great choice. So these are the contents of the aba.txt file. We are actually going to experiment on that file. Okay, so if I actually said, okay, give me all the lines that have a letter A, I would type it like this. Okay, and then I would press enter and I would get all of the lines that contain the letter A. Okay, but now let's go through the regular expressions and let's actually explain how to use regular expressions, okay? So the first thing I wanted to note is that any character is denoted by a dot, okay? So if I press enter, it will match all the lines because what I'm saying is, okay, give me all the lines that have a character. And, those are all the lines, so I'm going to get all lines, okay? Then we have a star, and basically a star means 0 or more characters, and you always have to put a letter in a combination with the star, or instead of a letter you can basically use any character, but instead of a special character, or if you use a special character, then you got to be careful. But what I'm trying to say here is that a star has to be preceded by a character, because a star actually denotes 0 or more characters in regular expressions. So if I type in, for example, A star and press enter, this means match all of the lines which contain A 0 or more times. Okay, so this actually matches every line. Why does it match every line? Well, because every line contains either the letter A 1 or more times, or it contains 0 occurrences of the letter A, and again, the star or the asterisk denotes 0 or more characters. So the same way, if I write the B star, it's going to match every line, even though not every line has a B in it, because this means match the lines that have a B character 0 or more times. Okay? Then we can actually match beginning of lines by using the this sign, and we can match the ending of lines by using this sign. Okay? So basically, if I wanted to say, give me all the lines that end with the LD, so basically we should only get, I think, this line, okay, in the rich man's world, and press enter, I only get that line, right? Because this is the only line that ends with an LD. If I wanted to match the lines that begin with mustard, and press enter, I actually just get the lines that begin, again, this means begin, with mustard. Okay, then I can actually use bracket expressions. Now, bracket expressions are this, we use the, what's it called, round brackets, or not round, this is square brackets. Yeah, we use the square brackets. And if this character, which is used for the beginning of a line, if this is used as the first character in the bracket expansion, in the bracket expression, we treat it as a negation, meaning match everything, expect the thing in the bracket expression. Okay? And if that character is not the first character in the bracket expression, it is matched literally. So if I wanted to match all the lines which don't contain the characters A to Z, I would write it like this, but it would actually match this description that I just gave is not accurate because I just said match every line which doesn't contain A to Z, but I'm actually not saying it to grep, but what I'm actually saying is the following. I'm actually saying find any line that has a character which is not A to Z in it. Okay, so this isn't saying match a line which doesn't have character A to Z in it. This is saying find any line that has a character which is not A to Z in it. Okay, so this will match all of the lines which have lowercase characters. And in case you didn't notice, it's actually all of the lines except one line, and that line is this, AB. Okay, so it didn't match this one because this line unfortunately has all of the capital letters, but all of the lines which have at least one non-capital letters are matched because this actually says find any line, this actually says find any line that has a character which is not A to Z in it, A to Z being capital letters A to Z. Okay, and what else did I want to cover? Let me just kind of scroll on my phone here a little bit. This is off screen, so you can't really see it. Maybe I really am on some island. How would you even know if I'm not on Hawaii? How would you even know? You would never know. Maybe I'm recording these tutorials on Ibiza. Anyway, and basically, as I stated, not explicitly but implicitly, this denotes a range. Okay, so this dash actually denotes a range, and if it is the first character, if it's matched literally, so if you want to match it literally, you have to put it as the first character. If not, it denotes a range. Okay. And so I think we covered everything from regular expressions. And I also wanted to note before we end the tutorial is that regular expressions are different. They are different from shell expansion. That is, they're different from wildcards. Okay, do not confuse these two terms. As you have just seen, they, for example, if you use a star in regular expressions, that is an asterisk, it means 0 or more characters. And when it comes to shell expansion, it means, well, I think it actually means the same thing. But sorry, no, I got it the reverse. In shell expansion, if you have an asterisk, it actually means 0 or more characters. But here it means 0 or more characters of a certain character. Okay, so the difference is subtle, but it does exist. Okay. And there are also other differences, and so these are just not the same concepts. Okay, and so some of these things may be the same, but usually they are not. So it is very important to distinguish between them, and that's what I wanted to end you with. Okay, so we covered a lot of things. In fact, I haven't really used regular expressions that much in this particular context of the command line. So I haven't used regular expressions in a grep, to be honest with you. But again, we covered them because I think they're really important. I have used regular expressions in other programming languages, so kind of, I kind of am using them because they're very, very useful as a concept. But I haven't used them in the context of the command line. But again, they're really important to cover, so that's why I covered them here. Okay, So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you learned something useful, and I will talk to you very soon.